What is up, Zyconetic? It's your boy Psycho bringing some motivation for today. I got 3 hero reviews as well as 8 items. That's right, 3 heroes and 8 items that were dropped from Predecessor just yesterday. We're going to be going over all that stuff. But before we do, of course, you can catch me over on twitch.tv/Zyconetic, where we do the just chatting thing. We get some Warframe going, get a little bit of Fault, and we talk all things Predecessor. And also, if you like the video, please be sure to show me and hit that like button. Also subscribe, become part of the Zyconetic so you don't miss any further update videos. Without any further ado, let's get on to the gameplay. The first thing we're going to go over, of course, is the heroes. Now, like I said before, they did announce 3 heroes. The first one we're going to go over is Kalari. Kalari was one that was voted for on the Predecessor Twitter page, which I'll leave a link down below if you ain't following them yet. Now, as you saw, I did vote for Howie. I think Howie would have been a good addition as well, but I'm not disappointed that Kalari won either. I think Kalari is going to bring a really fun spin to the game, especially with the invisibility. I would hope that it's going to push people to use Shadow Wards more in order to counter that invisibility. And I think she's going to bring some of that verticality to the game as well that everybody loved about Paragon. The next hero we're going to talk about was announced pretty early on. I think he was one of the first ones to be announced even before the poll went out on Twitter, but that is Steel. Now, I'm really excited to have Steel in Predecessor. I played Steel in Fault, and I personally don't play Steel that often, but the crowd control with Steel is going to be very useful in Predecessor, especially right now where there's not a whole lot of CC involved in the game. And he can be played very well in multiple roles, including solo laning, jungling, and even support, which I feel is going to be really nice to have another support addition to Predecessor. The next hero was revealed very briefly. I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning for it was. I personally did not get to see the announcement because by the time I got to it, it was already taken down. But of what people sent me to be able to put in the video, it seems to be Lieutenant Bellica. Now, out of the 3 heroes that were announced, this one I'm the most excited for. I play Lieutenant Bellica a lot. I really enjoy playing her in mid lane. It's one of the only reasons why I will play in mid lane. But I really enjoy her kit. I like her knock-up. Again, they're adding some CC in the game, which I think is needed. And with Steel and Bellica is going to come different ways of engaging in team fights, as well as bring punishment to those more aggressive heroes. Now we're going to move on over to the items. There are a good amount of items. Like I said before, there's 8, so we're not going to go over them individually. I will put them up on screen here so that you guys can see them and read them. But we're only going to go over a couple of them that I think are either interesting or going to be very important given the new heroes added to the game. The first one we're going to go over is what I find interesting. It's a very different item, at least not one that I've ever seen used in a MOBA. But that item is Death Dance. The unique active attached to it is upon activation, spawn a spirit copy of yourself in the world. If you die within the next 8 seconds, you will be resurrected at your spirit's location. Now, after putting this in the Discord, there were a couple Zyconetics a little worried about how this item is going to be balanced. There's a lot of things that we don't know, like when you activate it, what exactly is it going to look like when you're picking the spot? Also, is there going to be any visual cue to the enemy that that item has been activated? Or what hero role that this item is even attached to. 8 seconds can be a long time, 8 seconds can be a short amount of time, all depending on how this item is used upon activation and whether players will be able to use this item effectively before or during a team fight. This next item that I want to highlight is going to be really important, especially given the crowd control that is being put into the game, because we're getting Steel and most likely Bellica. And that is Divine Blessing. Now, this has a unique active that removes all CC buffs from yourself and grants 50% movement speed for 1 second. This item is going to be very important to mitigate the amount of crowd control that is being put in the game suddenly without completely making that crowd control useless. Now, as I said before, I'm not going to go over all 8. Those were the 2 that kind of popped out and I felt were interesting and going to be very useful given the changes. All these items that I did show are available in the Discord if you want to take a look at those. But thank you so much for watching the video, hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below on what hero you're excited to see, what 2 items you think should have been highlighted in this if you feel that there were more important ones. And once again, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. You have a great rest of your day, Zyconetics. Psycho out.